Season-high points today. Obviously, you've been doing it more with the assists this year, but got the scoring going a little bit today. What felt different, especially from the three-point line today?
I don't know. I feel like I've been shooting so bad, so I was kind of due for a decent game at least. So, yeah, I don't know. It felt good first shot, so kept shooting, I guess.
Grace, in the first half, you were hitting a few mid-range shots, but those looks kind of dried up in the second half. What did you see differently from Washington's defense?
I started to see them kind of taking away that turnaround jump shot. They knew which way I was going to spin every time. So I think that we adjusted well and started getting in deeper. I just needed to finish my shots.
Caroline, when you say you haven't been shooting well, how do you keep your mentality positive coming into the next game and the next game, when those shots aren't falling the way that you want them to?
Yeah, I guess just like impacting the game in other ways. I can't just rely on being able to shoot well every game to have a good game. So whether that's like facilitating, playing defense, getting rebounds, doing other things.
Obviously, the turnovers were a struggle today for you guys, but especially those live ball turnovers, they got a ton of points in transition. Do you think that was more of you guys, sloppy passes, whatever, or just them playing really strong defense and forcing those turnovers?
I think it was more of an us thing. They're obviously pressuring, as these teams do, but I don't really think it was anything crazy. So definitely mental on our part.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Caroline, obviously on that half-court buzzer beater, in the fourth quarter, you kind of talked to the ref a little about that. I saw a little laughter. What was that conversation like?
She told me to shoot it during warm-ups, and I was like, nah. But then I, shot in the game, and she was like, oh, you wanted to shoot it now? Yeah. That's pretty much how that went.
Awesome. Thanks.
I want to thank, today we did, and just, besides the game, was an autism awareness day, and to have some young people at our game for their families and for the people that care for them, it's a very special day, and they don't get to do a lot of these things. Their life is compounded by everyday crisis, and so I want to thank the caregivers and the people that were able to take time to bring them today, and hope that they got a chance, to enjoy it at least, and maybe we can get them back here. So I'm really proud. We started this game in 2009. We've had incredible success with it, and it just sometimes gives parents or teachers or people a day, just to have opportunity to feel like, wow, their days are really hard too. So just glad we were able to participate. I want to thank Washington for being part of this too, and then the game itself, really. At halftime, I felt like we were in good shape. We just had some breakdowns. We weren't able to guard, obviously, one player who had 26 in the first half. So that was the focal point coming out, and we just broke down defensively. I think we got frustrated. We couldn't score, and we were going back and forth second quarter, first quarter, and it was a really good game and pretty well played. And then. Our turnovers hurt, our breakdowns on defense, and Washington took advantage. But you can't let somebody come in your building and get 40. You can't. We're supposed to be a really good defensive team, and that's not acceptable. Give her credit and her teammates, but that can't happen.
So with this being the home conference opener, you guys have Oregon coming up, and then UCLA and USC. Really tough. How do you keep the mentality positive in the locker room?
Yeah, well, we got Ohio State and Indiana. I'm sorry. Yeah, I want
Farther ahead.
farther ahead. Yeah.
How do you keep the mentality positive?
No, again, we're young, and we, 7 new players, so we haven't played a lot of basketball together. We haven't practiced enough to where there's a fluid motion and cohesion to what we do, and that's something we have to address, and with little time to do it. So, we're going to have to jump in tomorrow and just get ready for Oregon.
Coach, Kaylee started her first game today.
I'm sorry.
Kaylee started her first game today and ended up only playing 15 minutes. Is that something you're going to go with moving forward, or is it going to be a game-to-game thing?
No, I mean, she's somebody that for us to be good, we need her to be good, and she's just coming back and has had limitations, missed a lot of the preseason. So, I think in practice we're starting to see some of the things that she's capable of. So, I feel like today was a rough day for her, but I feel like she'll be ready to play against Oregon.
Building off that, obviously Mel and Kaylee have both come off the bench this year. That's kind of been a focal point you've talked to us about before. Do you think that they're going to maybe start to transition into the starting lineup as this Big Ten starts?
Yeah, I don't know that that's really a big issue for us right now, because they're playing the same amount of minutes as the starters, and whether you start or come off the bench, we like Mel in that role as you hear me talk about 6th player of the year and how they give you an award for that, because it changes the game. So I like what she does for us in that role, and she has been accepting of that role too, and relishes it at times. Maybe not all the time, but I feel like it. She can have a huge impact in the Big Ten.
Coach, the turnovers, I mentioned it, but 57 of the last 3 games, and a lot of them live ball today. How do you cut down specifically those live ball turnovers that lead to those runouts for the other team?
Throw it to the band. That's the best way, Then it becomes a dead ball turnover. Right? And we're going to start, maybe I'll bring the band into practice, see if we can hit them instead of the team with the other jersey. But you're right, the live ball turnovers, we used to say that when I would play Tennessee with Pat Summit or Connecticut or NCAA tournament games, and we win some games because of dead ball turnovers. Because when they turned you over live, they were able to score and then turn around and press you, and it snowballed. So it's a great point. The live turnovers today turned into frustration for us and easy buckets, and so again, obviously we don't want to turn it over, period. But we can't give them numbers 2-on-0, 3-on-2 off of sloppy execution.
Anything else for Coach? Yeah, Caroline?
Just kind of building off that, Coach, it felt like, especially in the second half, they were beating you guys down the floor a lot for those fast break situations. Do you think that, you talked about the frustration with not making shots. Do you think that was a part of that as well? Was part of the reason you guys were struggling to get back sometimes?
Yeah, and I think we gambled. It was 5-point game, 7-point game, third quarter. No hurry, and I think we got out of position, and then they turned it into. They'd hit a 3, we come down, turn it over, they get a layup. We didn't do a very good job of. I think we chased our turnovers, which compounds things, and we can't do that. We can't. You got to get back on D. We have a saying, don't let your offense be your defense. And you miss a shot or you throw it away, get it back on the other end. I think we got to get back to that, as a philosophy, instead of, oh, woe is me because I turned it over. Let me try to steal it back, and then they score again. So we got to work on getting back on defense. Next play, next stop.